the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, thank y'all for joining me today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you watching from. Thanks to the NTZ keeping us a safe and respectable live stream. I see you, JH, John Wells. Cal Deadman here yet? What about Ingram? What's up, Dennis Snyder? Now, you haven't missed us. I'm on a little early today. What's up, Bobby G? Yeah, we're going to talk about, I shouldn't have said the biggest mistake. I should have just said a big mistake that expats make. In the Philippines, we overstay our visas, man. There's no excuse for it. Don't do it, guys. And we're going to talk about that, but I'm going to wait for a few people to get on. Hey, Michael Moran, good to see you from San Francisco. Every time I see somebody from San Francisco, I'll be like, man, how can y'all even afford to live there? You must be from the old school. Hey, Harry Walsh. Jill. Is that Jill Lynn? Ellen Paro. What's up, Sam Champion? Good to see you. I'm going to talk a little bit about my house. And also, I want to thank you guys. I'm approaching 22,000 subscribers. I mean, that's amazing, really. My goal was 1,000 subscribers when I started my channel. And just to make the 4,000 watch time hours, I'm approaching 4 million views. I mean, it just keeps on amazing me. And I always have to thank you guys because without y'all, I'm nothing really. But I just wanted to take a minute to say what's up to everybody. Thank y'all for that. Hey, Jill, yeah, she was one of our Miss Sunshine Shoulders beauty contestants, but also she's a frontline, everybody. So let's give her a thumbs up because she deserves it. All our frontliners, the police, army, healthcare providers, even the people that are working in these stores during the pandemic to keep them open are considered the frontliners. Every Thursday, we recognize a frontliner here and we buy them lunch. Hey, World Traveler making a change. He said, blessings from the Bahamas, Calvin. Love your house. Thank you. I think you're the first viewer from the Bahamas. I know we've got some from Jamaica, Trinidad, and all of that. Oh, yeah, Jill, she said, thanks for appreciating us. Yeah, I don't take that lightly. I really mean that. I keep forgetting, man, I'm competing with college football. Is there a pro game on today in America? Because it would be Saturday night there. Any good football games I need to check out in the highlights? Because that's all I get over here is the highlights, guys. And that's what I like. Hey, Leah Mendiola, thanks for joining us today. That's Simply Akers. She's here. Simply, I want your email so I can send you the link to the panel. And you saw how great SAS Travel Vlogs did. I'd like to get you on here. Oh, man, I really appreciate that. He says, I watch all your videos, man. That's humbling, man, believe it or not. Oh, okay. JH, NC State beat Clemson. This is the year to beat up on Clemson, man. They barely beat, who was that they played last week? Was it Georgia Tech? That they barely won. They need a new quarterback, really. Yeah. This is the year to beat up on them. I believe Louisville's going to beat them finally, man. If we come close with Lamar Jackson, um, hey, Yusuf, Omar Habib, good to see y'all. Okay, guys, let's talk about this uh, problem of overstaying, because a gentleman emailed me, and I keep him anonymous, but he says, "Hey, I'm a year over." He said, because of the lockdowns and pandemics, what can I do? And I really, I just told him, man, you got to contact Manila, because I don't really know, because I've never overstayed. It's a big deal, guys. Don't do it. And one thing I want to tell y'all, and I always tell you this, Philippines has the most liberal, if not the most liberal, visa policy and immigration policy probably in the world. And I think it's a little confusing, because you only need a visa over here if your stay exceeds 30 days. You come over here on your passport. And it depends on what country you live in. But once you do that, then you apply for that visa. And the first thing that you should probably decide, if you're going to be here longer than 30 days, is, where you're going to settle, how close is the Bureau of Immigration, the local Bureau of Immigration office, because they got regional offices all over. Find out where that is. Find out how you're going to get there. Do I have to ride the boat? Do I have to ride the bus? Do I have to fly in a plane? The easiest route to get there. That's the first thing you need to find out, man. You do not want to overstay. It's very avoidable. And it's affordable, man. It's cheap. I pay about $28 a month to subscribe here. Well, it's no rumor, you dirty puppy, and thanks for joining us. I'm glad that you're on here. I don't know if I've given you several shout outs for that trip to Monica's place. It really was a nice place. But yeah, now it's not going to be a hassle. But we're talking about, despite that, yeah, right now you don't have to worry about it, because they put a temporary suspension. But I mean, you don't want to overstay here. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, right now you're getting a break. So if I were anybody and I've overstayed, I'd cash in my chips right now. I'd pay up and I'd update my immigration situation. But we're saying under normal circumstances, you dirty puppy. Know where that Bureau of Immigration office is. Give yourself about a week buffer to get there. Your passport's good for 30 days, but don't wait till day 29 or day 30 to show up there, because the people in Cebu told me it's up to the discretion of the personnel whether to grant you an extension if you show up on the day of. Give yourself a week for any unforeseen events or emergencies. All right, then, how long can you stay is a question that I got. On a tourist visa, well, it depends on if you're non-immigrant visa, which is what I am, or immigrant visa. They're 24 months. Non-immigrant, like most of us are, it's 36 months. Provided that you extend every month, every 2 months, every 6 months. 36 months, man, that's a long time. And under normal circumstances, you leave for one day, and then you come back and start the 36 months over. That's why pre-pandemic, we didn't need all those fancy SRRVs. I put the Philippines at the top for expats, because if you're going to be an expat in most other countries, you need an SRRV, period. There's very few countries where you can go and just without needing an SRRV. Here, you don't need it. Now you do. But most of the times you don't. Salatio State Tate. Good morning. I guess it's good evening wherever you're calling from. What's up, Travel Mike? How you doing? Yeah. And then the other question was, how often can I extend? I just said that 1 month, 2 months, or 6 months. Let me address something real quick. See, this is Western thinking right here. It says, don't make that last payment. Don't ever make the last payment, they say, until everything's buttoned up, airtight, and everything like that. But see, this is the Philippines, man. I'm so glad that I could make that last payment, man. It gives me a peace of mind. Y'all don't know the weight that's lifted off me. See, I didn't come over here to get any weight lifted off me. I didn't just pull that $20,000 dollar budget out of the thin blue sky. I looked at other people's other expat budgets and what they were able to do over here, and I followed their lead. I'm not the only one that's doing this. I'm one of the few who are showing you, bringing you along with me, but there's many people over here, because a lot of you guys, y'all think, 20,000, it can't be done. And there's so many people over here. I met a gentleman, and I hope he's watching now. He lives maybe 30 minutes from here, going toward Dumaguete, maybe 45 minutes. Before I ever even thought of starting this house over here, he was telling me about the house him and his wife built in, I can't think of the name of the place. But he said he spent $500,000 for his. And that's why I got that, 1 million pesos. But yeah, I'm glad that I did it. And what it allowed me to do was, by me giving him those timely payments, the work never stopped. See, normally when you come over here, you'll go down the road and you'll see a shell of a house. Nobody's working on it because that's the Filipino mortgage. Yeah, I called what I did the Filipino mortgage because I didn't give it to him all at one time. But Filipino mortgage is, over a course of months, sometimes years. Michael Moran, no, we have no idea when the Philippines are going to open. And if anybody tells you they do, I wouldn't believe them. What's up, Thomas King? Yeah, Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience. I got Coco Millen on. Now, I told them to cut that down, but, do I need to go in there with the ninja finger and cut it down? Because they could, I'm pretty sure if you heard it, YouTube picked up on it, and then they're going to penalize me for this video. But yeah, that $1 million, I didn't get that out of the thin blue. I mean, just out of the, thin air. I was looking at the expats who came before me and about what they were spending. Because I don't want any stress over here, man. I tell you, I'm on record as saying I'm not getting back on that on that hamster wheel. And your mothers tell you never say never. No, I'm never going back. I tell you what, I'll be a stripper first. I'll be and I don't consider that the hamster wheel. Hell, I'll be a gigolo over here first before I ever do that. Hey, Rudy. Magalanes, he says, Calvin, I've been watching all of your videos about your new home. When are you going to move into your new home? Maybe in the next, I'm going to say 7 to 10 days, maybe 2 weeks at the most. Our lead man is sick, Rudy, and that's put us way behind. Because I'm going to tell you something. He's great at what he does. Yeah, John, a stripper. I'm going to do anything. I'm not getting on a hamster wheel. I'd go crazy. And that's a fact. Hey, DG, good to see you, man. He said it's good to be back in New Orleans trying to recover after this Hurricane Ida. Oh, okay, so you had to leave? Yeah, Clayton, I'm up the hamster wheel. I'm on record as saying I'm never going back. Even if you see me back in America, I'm only visiting. I'm not on that hamster wheel. Bill Armand says, I know you're telling them the true facts of what it costs, and your place is really looking good. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's just so many. I'm just bringing y'all along with me. It's so many foreigners over here that are building houses, man. A lot less than $1 million pesos. It's just shocking. See, I had no idea who Rock Engineering was. I had no idea that house was going to look as good as it does. I'm pleasantly surprised, guys. I promise you. I promise you, man, it's 10 times better than I ever thought it was going to look. I thought it was going to look like one of them little houses across the way when he told me that. When he says, hey, 52 square meters, I'm thinking, man, I could sleep in there by myself. But no, they're showing off, really. Jay says, sunshine on my pole, not on my shoulders. Yeah, I'll be a plumber over here, Jay, before I go back to that hamster wheel. I'll be laying all kind of pipe over here. Anything to keep off of that hamster wheel. GG said, yes, I was building the house, but the hurricane destroyed it all. Wow. I have to start all over again, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I know you got insurance over there. You surely couldn't be building over there. I don't think they'll loan you the money without, the banks won't loan you money without that insurance. No, we didn't say moonshine, Clayton Mary. I would not strip next to John for nothing in the world. Hell, it scared me half to death. I saw him with his shirt off and damn near died. He looked like a big old candy cane. Yeah, it is a nice size place, Bill, especially over here. It's probably just as big as this, but this is what they call a shotgun, and over there it's just kind of more even. It's more balanced. That's what I want to say. Wow, D says I was building from out of my pocket from the ground up. Wow. Yeah, he said, make me feel like just want to pack up and move to the Philippines. Man, that'd be a good idea. I'll be glad when it opens. Because I'm anxious to see who the real expats are and who are the dreamers. Oh, okay, Alexander Neville, man. He said insurance companies be iffy on the Gulf Coast. On the Gulf Coast. Yeah, because, insurance companies, they deal with them actuarials and, the likelihood of accidents and deaths and all that. And, hell, if you're in the Gulf Coast and and all of that, man, you got a history for hurricanes and stuff. But they're not losing any money because they get their big money from everywhere else. Oh, okay, Alexander. He says, I live in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. A friend of mine I was in the Navy with, he lived in Gulfport, Mississippi. He says, sunshine, moonshine, and drag, I would enjoy. Not after seeing John. Like I said, he looked like a big candy cane when I saw him. I was like, go back in the house, John, please. Yusuf Amar Beef says, would an expat be comfortable using public transportation to get around if he was a daily driver in his own country? Yeah, because I do. I'm just like you. I mean, I guarantee you didn't drive as much as I did. I was an insurance agent. I drove about 3,500 to 4,000 miles every month. I had to get a oil change every single month. But yeah, the public transportation over here is cheap and it's affordable. You can ride on an air-conditioned bus with a movie or just unlimited loud karaoke music from here to Dumaguete, which is about 4.5 to 5 hours, for about $5. And that's a fact. Yeah. Reginald Graham said, Calvin, are you still leaving in December or did you find an angle to extend? Well, I didn't find an angle. It presented itself with this temporary suspension of the order to leave for people overstaying their visas. So I will fit into that December the 6th. But what I've decided to do is I'm going to file a motion for reconsideration. That'll give me 3 to 4 months to, buy me some time. That's going to be about 20,000 pesos, about $400. It give me 3 or 4 more months to figure out where this pandemic's going, whether or not I want to apply for the SRRV, whatever it is I want to do, and then we'll go from there. But that's where I am, Reginald. John Wester, Calvin, now you get an oil change every day. Yeah, I like that. As a matter of fact, John, because I was getting them once a month in America. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a great point, you dirty puppy. And Yusuf, he said plane flights are often less than $50 US between islands. They are. They can get lower than that depending on what day and how far in advance you book your flight. You can book your flight in the Philippines all the way up until 4 hours before the plane leaves. I like that. It's going to cost you a little bit more, but he brings up a great point. Thank you, you dirty puppy. Like I said, the public transportation here is cheap. It's affordable. And if you're going somewhere, I like the to-go. A lot of people don't like to ride these. That's the big giant ferry. Looks like sort of like a cruise ship. I like to ride those. And what I'll do is I'll buy a regular ticket, and once the boat pulls away from the pier, I'll go to the front office, the front desk, and I'll upgrade. See, then I'll get like a suite or a stateroom for a fraction of the cost if I would have bought it, if I would have made my reservation. It's not 2 million, easy go. He says, hey, Calvin did the 2 million. Well, what are you trying to trick me? I've been saying 1 million forever. It's all included. You have to understand that if the reason that I even tell you how much I paid for it is because I know that there's serious people looking at this right now, watching my build and everything, who are on a small budget like me. They want to see if it can be done. It can easily be done. People are like, man, are you sure you're going to come under budget? Listen, 1 million pesos over here is a lot of money. It's like you having $1 million. It's the same thing. I'm not talking about the exchange rate. I'm not talking about the buying power. I'm talking about the likelihood of a local over here having 1 million pesos at one time is the likelihood of any of my friends having $1 million at one time. It's that big over here. So, yeah, he came up on the budget. Everything, when the guy says, oh, you should never make that last payment, man, I'm going to tell you something. This guy, this rock engineering, that's a real deal. He can be trusted. You can't be in business over here that long and be that highly recommended if you're not doing something right. Everything that it needs to finish that house is over there in that house right now. The only thing I haven't seen, and I don't blame him for this, is the air conditioning units. He put that in there, They walk away from that. But yeah, that's a lot of money, guys, over here. You know, that's just our Western thinking. You understand something. And me and John, we say it 1,000 times. I'm going to say it 1,001. The average salary over here is $250 a month. That's the average. That's the highest of the high salary and nothing. And they come up with that $250. Most of the people you're going to deal with on a daily basis, they're not earning anywhere near that. On my video, when I was talking about the guy sent the woman $3 million, she don't even talk to her family anymore. She's lost lifetime friends and family because he sent her $3 million. There's no excuse for that. There's no reason to do that. That's trouble you can easily avoid. But yeah, because she knows that, hell, she may never look back, but knowing her, it's not going to be long. That money's going to go through her fingertips, you know, like water. Let me remind you something, guys. You can't miss what you never had. So when we try to give these women a life that they've never had, they don't appreciate it initially because how can you miss it? You never had it. Gandalf Stormcrow says $3,100 a month if I don't get arrested for PTSD. I'm scared. What do you mean? No, you're not gonna get arrested. The police over here is, man, I'm gonna tell you something. They're looking for the locals. They're not even looking at you really. They're making sure you walk. You don't cross the line you're supposed to walk, but they hardly ever even. They're not even paying attention to you. They're paying attention to the locals. They're not gonna fool with you. Yeah, Tap Hunt says, just remember, if the mechanic is using a dipstick, you got the wrong mechanic. Yeah. You have to tune up. Yeah, if they want to. Derek Groves, Long Distance Relationship USA says, I have a flight in November, getting married first. What do you mean you're getting married first? Is she in America with you? How's that going to work out, Derek? Are you going to try that, what everybody's trying, get married online, and then talk to us, let us know what's going on, man, because I know it's a lot of guys who are interested in this. They're looking at this angle, guys, because this is something that it's going to blow up if, in fact, don't keep steering me toward that Filipino P video with that one guy. You show me 10 guys that did it, and then we'll seriously start talking about it. But everybody keeps talking about the one guy that made it through. David said, no way someone sent $3 million. LOL 6,000. How can someone be so different? Absolutely, it's true. This is a true story. And he's really not desperate. The guy's very, very intelligent. He's a multimillionaire. Immigrant, came to the United States. I mean, he's one of the smartest, most successful people I've ever met before, I'm saying. But when it comes to these women over here, man, I don't know. They do something to us, man. But hell, he had never met her before. Only online. And I know, I don't care how good of a heart you've got. There's no reason to do that, man. You're going to do more harm than good. Like I said, I haven't seen her in a long time. She's always welcome here, but you're not going to see her. Hell, that's like somebody giving you $3 million. She hit the lottery over here. That's the same way. So what's it take? How many years they say before lottery winners end up broke? Well, I'll give her a year, and she'll be reconciling with him again. Hey, Joseph Relevant. Yeah. He said $3 million. That's what he said. And I'm sure he did. I believe him. Okay, Derek Groves, LDR USA, he says the state of Utah court, not the web is too high. So how are you going to do that, though? I'm saying, what's the process? David Groves. Hey, Gandalf Storm Crow said, God bless you, boss. But I appreciate you, man. Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience says 100,000 my safety net if you're staying here permanent and plan on having a family. Medical is expensive, cash in advance, and supporting multiple people. You also need money in case things don't work. I'm not for that self-insured stuff. But you're right. If you're going to self-insure and do all that other stuff, and if you don't have a pension, that's a good amount to have. See, or some type of residual income. That would be a good, depending on how old you are too, because let's take a look at that. Let's just say you're spending $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. That's, let's just say 8 or 9 years. That's going to hold you. Bill Ammon says, I bought my place in South Villa 5 years ago. I paid cash for it. Yeah. See, now he bought her a lot in South Villa. I think South Villa too, for $1.2 million. She sold it. She didn't give it time for the grass to grow on the damn thing, Bill, and she sold it. Just stupid. They're not building any more land, Bill. You know that. So land is only going to increase in value. That money burnt our pockets. Hey, Michael Onstad, thanks for the super chat. He said, good morning. This is our resident insurance agent, not me. I'm retired. You got any questions, go to Michael Onstad. He's got health insurance in the Philippines. He's got a Facebook. He'll tell you. That's self-insurance, man. Tell us about self-insurance. What do you think about self-insurance, Michael Onstad? Is it really an option when you got all these other healthcare plans and insurance policies that you could buy, which, by the way, are very affordable? I mean, it's just money that I don't want to spend on healthcare. I want to spend that on my lifestyle, having a good time. Retired 2019 said, Calvin, some of your listeners are gullible when it comes to these women online. Crazy. Yeah, and that's why we come up with this group of guys that we got, so we can share our experience with each other. Hopefully nobody else is going to send $3 million. But remember, the guy spent $10 million over here and walked away from the house. Now, you'd have to carry me away from there. I'm not walking away from $10 million. Derek Rose, LDR USA, says, Calvin, I have a question. Why do all Filipino homes have bars on everything? I think it's a style. Number two is just to keep honest people honest. It's for security. Usually when you see somebody with bars on their windows, they've got a house, a freestanding house somewhere, and not everybody over here has a freestanding house. So they figure, well, maybe he's got money. You just got to keep honest people honest, believe it or not. But I don't know if I want them on my windows, but I may not have a choice because I look at the safety issue. If there's a fire going on, man, that may be the only way out. You got them damn bars on there. I'm going to use other security. I'm going to have a nice wall with a gate with those boat locks and everything like that. I may not put bars on my windows because it's just too dangerous for me. Mike says, wow, he sent $3 million. That Filipino must have that good. No, he's never met her before. He's never met her before. Daryl said bars on the windows are common in Thailand as well. But, you got to realize you can't go to sleep here either. Don't take it for granted, because I may rethink that, but I'm going to think it all the way through because, it's just some dastardly stuff that happens over here, guys, that I never even talked to you about. I mean, I don't want to discourage anybody, and it could happen anywhere, but yeah, some crazy stuff happens. People get in your house over here. It's best that you stay locked up in it. If you hear somebody in your house, let them have whatever it is that's out there. You and your family stay securely locked in that room in there, because normally what happens when you confront them, they'll kill you. See? But yeah, they say, Cap Hunt said, Cal, you got girls secured in windows. I will. Retired 2019 said, Calvin, my parents' house had bars on the windows. You'll be fine. Yeah, I'm just going to make a clear way, a far, exit, and make sure everybody knows what that is. Post Office Joe said, leave a hungry walk while inside your gate every night. But to be honest with you, dogs are a source of security. Like my neighbor's got one. Easy Go said they do make bars that you're able to escape from the inside in case of emergency. Well, that's some complicated stuff over here. Easy Go. You got to keep it simple over here. Anything that y'all talk about, that fancy stuff over in America, it becomes difficult over here, guys. This is the Philippines now. Frank Ellis was getting fancy on me the other day talking about motion detector lights. I said, man, do you know how many stray dogs and cats is? I wouldn't get no sleep at night. The damn things be going off every night. But yeah, here's Jill. She says, to protect our family from thieves and bad people. Okay, so, well, there you go. See, I'm going to put them on there now. Thanks, Jill. And that's a fact. But see, I grew up in the hood too, retired 2019. We didn't have windows. We didn't have bars on our windows. Hell, we couldn't afford it. And then remember, most of the time, we were renting. But my sister did eventually live buy my mother a small house. Cal Devin says, that's why I live in a gated community. That's that's just a choice for people who want to, because most of the time, guys, y'all got to understand the same thing that happens over in your country happens over here. If somebody breaks in your house, it's somebody you know. It's somebody that's familiar with your situation. There's just not mobs of people roaming around the Philippines breaking in people's houses indiscriminately. I don't care where you live. If you hire the wrong maid or you got a jealous in-law or something like that, man, it's going to put you in harm's way. It could put you in harm's way. And all the security in the world is not going to save you, because that's usually what happens. It's not just mobs of people going around, robbing and stuff like that. But a lot of foreigners do live in gated communities. But I've never lived in a gated community. First of all, when you live in those gated communities, it depends on what you consider a gated community. Because South Villa, 1, 2, and 3, they're gated, meaning they got a guard shack right there in the front and all of that. And they've got some big lots. But a lot of these gated communities, man, the lots are too small. That's what I don't like about them. I want a lot where I can come outside and sit down and I'm not bumping up really against anybody. Yeah, Bill Almond said the country may be rich, which it is, but the people are poor, just trying to survive. We have a security wall, CCTV, and a guard dog at the house. And I didn't buy just a lot. I bought a house. Okay. But remember now, once they get through all of that, now what, Bill? Do you have a gun in there too? Does your wife have a gun, a bolo or something? Because we can't own any weapons over here. The only one weapon we can own over here, Bill, you know that. A Gandalf Storm Crow says, can veterans get free health care if they go to U.S. bases? Well, there's no more U.S. bases over here, but they have a VA here. If it's service connected, it's outpatient. And then you sign up also for the foreign medicine program or the foreign medical program, along with the VA over here, Gandalf. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. I don't know what. See, I can't see the likes over here. I'm in when I'm on StreamYard. But y'all know that helps us. I mean, sometimes people forget, but y'all know it helps us. Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience says, my wife and I were talking about how we like your house, Bill Calvin. I'm a little jealous of your volcano view, just saying. Yeah, it's a beautiful view. And, you know, I never even noticed that. You know who told me that? My engineer. He sent me, I mean, when they first started putting the hollow blocks up, he sent me a short 15-second video. He said, man, this is from your kitchen window. And he showed me that. And I think it's day 80. It's either day 82 or day 84. You clearly see that volcano, man. It's up there. Sometimes what I think is a volcano is not the volcano. But then when you get a clear day like I did the other day, you see it. It stands up there. Hey, William Pope, thanks for that super sticker. I mean, it's a beautiful view. Oscar Montoya says, you know, Calvin, I think you can have pepper spray over there because I know they just sell it in Ace Hardware store with the nails and hammers. See, that's a great idea. And I never thought about that. And I'm going to get that. Thank you. That's a great idea. Hey, Main Tammy said, Mayon Boontag. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. It's Maayong is Maayong. Boontag. Buntag. It's like this. This is, you know, good morning. Or you say Maayong Uto. That's like good noon or something. Then you say Maayong Hapon is good afternoon. And then Maayong Gabi is good evening when it starts getting dark. Yeah. Yeah, I've never been to Canlaon yet. And it's actually spelled like this. It's actually spelled like that, Clayton Mary. But I've got a friend, his girlfriend lives up there. John has been up there before. And my girlfriend has two of her closest friends. We were with them yesterday. They're from there. Their parents live there. And they're super nice. Simply Actor says, we're planning to move home and we have in our book 2025. We're going to have a fixed budget, but we are investing in PI for our future. Buying land is our primary goal, and land is getting expensive. Yeah, you better buy it now. It's gotten so expensive now that it's beyond the reach of the locals. It's beyond the reach of the locals. CT Hill said, "What's up, Calvin? Your brand new house is looking real good. And how much longer until the construction is completely finished?" I'm going to say anywhere from 7 to 10 days. It was supposed to have been finished yesterday, but our lead man is sick. I mean, he's really sick. I believe he has COVID, man. Oh, you dirty puppy, says Candler on is a secret place. Shh. John said he went up there and he was considered a rock star. And we met some guys from Candler on when we were at the water fall. And that's the first thing they said. You want to take a picture, so I don't know how many foreigners they see up there. J.H. said, make your own pepper spray, glass jar, add hot peppers, then cover with vinegar. Yeah, they'll drink that over here, Jay. To be honest with you, you throw it on them, they're like, that's good. Give me some more. Because they put vinegar, they use that as a dipping sauce over here, and the hot peppers. Pumpkin Joe says, I like the container home we stayed in, to be honest, but I need space and a man cave. First world issue. I would need multiple meal vans to feel comfortable. Yeah, Gandalf, he said 1 week construction behind schedule, you win. Yeah, and everything's over there at that house. They got the materials for the cabinets. Only thing that's not over there, and I don't blame him, is the aircon units, because they will walk off with those. Simply Acker says, take advantage of what you can put your hands on if you are married to a Filipino. Opportunities in PI don't come easy when you're competing with the Chinese. Buy land, guys, and do business. Yeah. See, that's coming from the Filipino. She knows what she's talking about. Now, what kind of business would you suggest over here, Simply? Because, when it comes to business, the profit margin is so slim that I don't know if many of us have the patience to own a business over here. So what are you talking about? Hey, Jim Alver, thank you so much. He said, you talk a lot of sense, Calvin. Really shows your experience there. I appreciate it, man. I just give you my boots on the ground experience, my unique perspective. This is the way I see it, Jim. You may see something different. It's just really just common sense. I'm 58, Jim. And, for some reason, a lot of us guys, when we come over here, we throw all that common sense that served us so very well on our jobs and our careers in the Navy, with our businesses. We throw it out the window. We meet these young women over here, man. We go crazy. And I did a video on that, man. We go crazy, Jim, the minute we step off that plane. And a lot of it's avoidable if we just take our time, but we're in a hurry. I don't know why, to be honest with you. Now, this is a good idea. I thought about this, especially after the pandemic when things get back to normal. Cliff and Rue, he said, simply because we're looking for land to start a boarding house. See, that's a good thing to do. And you're going to be behind the scenes, Cliff. Let your wife be out front. And they won't even know a foreigner's even involved in the business. But at the same time, like I said, the profit margin is so thin. Do we have the patience for it? That's all I'm saying. That's why a lot of people over here, they say, well, I'm going to start a sorry store. But man, people work 12 hours a day at the sorry store. They may earn, they're not going to earn profit. They may earn 400 or 500 pesos a day. So the profit margin on that, because you may buy something like this, okay, for 25 pesos at the grocery store, and then you sell it for 30 pesos. Well, hell, how many of these are you going to buy? I mean, you're going to sell in a day. Or, it's just, the profit margin is just so thin, guys. JL Mark 01 says, Calvin, hope you're well now, fan. But your comment about slim pickings for creating a business just seems that it doesn't work for us foreigners. Well, I'm saying as far as, remember, I'm just talking about the sorry store, man. Do you have the patience? Did you come over here to work? Because business is work. And when you're talking about, somebody's got to watch the inventory, somebody's got to watch the workers, you're going to work 12 hours a day. You may earn 400 or 500 pesos. Then the profit is 100 pesos a day. Is that what you want? Or, you have to be real careful, man, on what you're trying to do. He said a boarding house is good pre-pandemic. A lot of the Filipinos over here do as the Filipinos do. They only rent to women over here in these boarding houses. And that's probably what you would want to do, because they're the ones who get these jobs and they keep them. And they're going to pay their rent. This is from the Filipino, not from me. To be honest with you, John Wells said JL Marco won the pickings are very slim. I have to agree with him. To be honest. Hey, Gandalf Stormcrow, he says, what care package would you want from the U.S.? Anybody that offers to send me that, man, I tell them, look, send it ballot by hand. It may take 2 or 3 months, but it's going to save you a lot of money. And just fill it up with simple stuff. Lotions, T-shirts, what else did we was telling the other day? I was talking to a guy. Just simple stuff like that you may go to Walmart or Target or Kroger and they're running a 10 for 10 or something like that. Peanut butter, real peanut butter, things like that's going to survive that 2 to 3 month trip. But yeah, just thank you for your consideration. Well, anything you put in there, now Sam Champion would be the guy to talk to. Him and his wife, they're kind of like experts at these things. But yeah, you're right, Carlos Martinez. He said, sorry store, don't work, Calvin. I know. No profit, just slim profit. Yeah. And the piggery but for a Filipino, it's going to work because every peso counts. But for you, you're thinking, well, I'm going to come over and start a business. You're going to be like, man, is it even worth it? And then, you're saying to yourself, can I trust the family to run it? Because so many of my friends, man, I'm telling you guys, I'm not just throwing this out there. This is from my experience, man. What I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I've got a good friend, him and his wife. Okay, he was 50. His wife was 19. She's beautiful. He won't let her work in America. They've been together for like 8 years now. So he's 58, same age as me. She's 27. So the agreement was he's going to take care of the family then, since he won't let her work. He's jealous. He's bought them sorry store, tricycle business, a piggery, everything that he's bought them, boom. It's blown up in his face. There's no business experience. There's no management experience. They don't know how to run a business. So, more than likely, you're just going to waste your money. You'd probably just be better off giving them 3,000 or 4,000 a month and say the hell with it. I mean, if you don't want that headache. AC King says, what product can be made or purchased over there cheap and exported and sold in the U.S. for the different markup? They do it from China every day. Well, see, now you're talking about when you say they do it from China every day, you're talking about these big conglomerates, these big corporations, where they're shipping volumes and volumes of stuff. And you talking about yourself, you're not really going to get a break. The shipping's going to eat into all your profit. That's just the bottom line, man. Bill Alma says, I let the boss lady Charmaine take care of doing that business stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to be fishing as much as I can. And on the good days of fishing, I'll give the fish to people so they can eat. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what you come over here for. If you come over here to work, man, you're in for a long day. You're in for the long haul. You're going to be frustrated. And you might as well stay in America. You talk about owning businesses and stuff over here, unless it's a big business. Unless, you know, it's a conglomerate, a corporation where you got a man in business or something like that, or call center, something like that. Otherwise, man, come on. I'm going to enjoy my retirement easy go. That's what he said. If I go over there to retire, I don't want crap, you know. I don't want nothing to do with it. Hey, Mike, thanks for that super chat. He said, I bought a piggery for my ex-family. They fought over who worked more and deserved more money and sold pigs and told us they died. Never invest there. Yeah, it's you know, like I said, I've made my retirement into a vacation. And I'm going to do a video on this. It's a deep video, man, but that's what you have to do. You have to make your retirement interesting. But not that type of interesting, Mike, where you always, you can't sleep at night. You're always looking, well, hell, who's running the asylum, man? You got the patients running the asylum and all that, man. Come on, guys. You didn't come over here for that. You want to make your retirement interesting, but not like that. The first thing you got to do to make your retirement like a never-ending vacation is to move to a vacation spot, like the Philippines. Every day I wake up, it's like I'm on vacation. Then you got to start, getting some activities, because vacation is a state of mind. J.L. Marco once says that John, fiance, a small food stand outside the house we bought could be a good deal. Told her good luck, no financing from Jess Bank. Yeah, man, the problem is you're going to have 100 of them right next to you that you're competing with, Jess. That's the problem. Simply Actor said, Cal, you can flip land, but be careful with government land. You can build houses and rent them. You can buy motorcycles and put them in taxis. You can build cyber internet and make money. That's just some ideas she's giving you guys. Okay? But remember, running a business is work, Simply Actors. And that cyber internet, see, now with all these brownouts, you got to be real careful. See, I had that down in Zamboanga. I bought 3 computers, this is in the squatters area, 3 monitors, 3 computers, and it was charging, because it's only like 10 pesos an hour, guys, for this internet cafe. It's like pulling teeth, man, And then you got the brownouts. I went out of business because of the brownouts. And then when it comes to flipping land, that means your clientele is just gonna, it's gonna be so small, because the masses of people over here can't buy land. I love LaChan said my current job has low stress, so my retirement needs to be zero stress. What's the point? Absolutely. And that's why I say, if you're too young to retire and you don't have other choice but to start a business, and I would do something like Simply Actors said. I would come up with some good ideas. I would think it all the way through. Do a business plan, because that's the problem over here. Nobody has a business plan. You can't make this stuff up as you go. Come over here for a little while, sit back and say, oh, okay. See, I'm going to tell you something else that caught on fire real big, and everybody started opening up only for the pandemic to hit. These massage parlors. See, it's low overhead. You know, you're getting a lot of business, but then next thing you know, you got 10 of them on the same block. See, you're going to run into that over here. I did a video. I'm going to tell you, my number one thing would be sort of like what Simply said, but I would sublease and make like an Airbnb sort of business. That's my number one thing I would do. But I would only do it in places where there's a lot of tourists. Manila, Cebu, Dumaguete, different places like that. You rent a place like this, 8,500. Now imagine, I've got 2 bedrooms here. I could turn this into an Airbnb and make $30,000 a month. That would be something I would do, and then you don't have a lot of headache. You hire one person to come in here and clean it and everything like that, and you pay them $5,000 a month or something like that. Junebird said, Calvin, no massage parlors, I would give you home service, big boy. I need a good massage therapist. My girlfriend used to give it to me, but hell, she done took me for granted. Now, hell, she won't even give me a massage anymore. This is where I am right here. Gil Bellamy says, life is too short to worry about making money or earning money, really. Just live within your means. Because the only people who make money, they work at the U.S. Mint or the Filipino Mint or someplace like that. Everybody else has to earn it. And I just didn't come over here to do that. This isn't work, you know. Travel Mike said, my friend bought 6 taxis and they run 24 hours a day in Manila, but his wife is a college business professor and family works for them and they are educated, now multimillionaire and married 30 years. But see, that's a good business to have, you know, pre-pandemic. And that's another thing, Mike. It got so glutted up there that they stopped issuing license for taxis. The same here in San Carlos City. You have to buy somebody's tricycle license. They're not issuing any new ones. The game's up on that. You know, the word is out on those businesses like that. It's too glutted. It's too many people doing it. You got to think outside the box when you get over here, you know, where, you know, this is really like a tourist industry. So you got to, a tourist country. So you got to start thinking about serving the people, serving the tourists, serving the people who got the money, who are bringing the money here. Man, you can't earn no money, man. You trying to service the locals, man. It's just you know, every peso counts over here. That's why I said the Airbnb, do it something that's going to be good to the foreigner, the tourist, a massage place, a tour guide, something like that. Rams and Dodgers fan said, maybe I'll rob a bank in America and move to a country with no expedition to America. Yeah. If you get out of there, brother. You know, and to be honest with you, a lot of people, they get outside the bank, but they end up doing something stupid. It was a couple of young guys in Louisville, Kentucky. They did something so stupid. Okay. Now they planned out this robbery. And I'm trying to think. This was back when I first got sober. So it's about 23 years ago because I was in the homeless shelter and I remember reading about it. They robbed a Walmart out on Westport Road. They got away with it. But guess what? They didn't go anywhere. They stayed around town, spending the money. And within a week, one of them got caught, which led to all of them getting caught. But they got away, guys. And AC King said there are small companies in Africa making black soap for next to nothing per bar and selling it on Amazon for $15 per 1 pound. bars of the boutique product. It's a boutique product in the U.S. Can that be done over there? Yeah. Well, see, that's another thing. The word is out on this online selling, AC King. There's 1 million online sellers now. Nothing's impossible, but you just, you're on the hamster wheel again. When you do that stuff, you're working so hard and you're really not getting anywhere. Travel Mike said, I thought about buying 2 condos and keep one rented out to tourists to pay for both. And see, that's a good idea. Your subleasing is what I would do. You don't even have to buy them. They make a lot of money in Cebu at that Mavisa Gardens place. It was really a condo community at first, but 1 or 2 people started Airbnb and everybody else saw like, wow, they're getting their condos paid for. We're paying for them. It's a great idea. Believe it or not. But it's just not something that I would want to do. I mean, Airbnb, yeah, but I mean, as far as a business where I've got to be hands-on, like a restaurant, for instance. That Mike's Beer and Burgers, he's got a great idea over there. But the pandemic really basically shut him down. Even pre-pandemic, you got to be there and watch over. Are they stealing my food? Are they stealing the money out of the cash register? Eugene Thomas said that guy was a simp who sent $3 million. You can't be that desperate for a woman. I don't know. I'm not gonna, stoop to name calling. I'm just saying that sort of trouble can be avoided, Eugene. That's like you giving a woman in America $3 million. It's the same exact thing. You can't sugarcoat that. And there's just no reason for you to do it under no circumstances. And I'm sure he's learned a valuable lesson on that. Simply says, again, there's no small and big business in the PI. Back in 2000, Manila was full of boutique hotels, now full with condos and buildings. All the owners started from a little to big. Yeah, but you got to realize the Filipinos is what we're saying simply. As a foreigner, you don't have that kind of patience to come over here and do what they've done. By the time we get over here, hell, we're in our 50s. Who wants to wait 20 years? You said back in 2000. Who has 20 years to sacrifice? Now you do because you're young, you and your husband. That would make you 51. But me, that would make me 78. Then I can't, okay, I get all that money, but now I can't enjoy it. And then you say, well, it's for your kids. No, it's not. It's for me. When I die, it's for my kids. And because most of you who are talking like that, to be honest, your children are going to blow all this money that you've invested and you work so hard for, to be honest with you. If that's the reason you're doing it or that's the excuse you give, as an insurance agent, let me tell you what's probably one of the best things to do. Go ahead and give them the money now. I've got a lady here. She's a friend of mine. I promise you, she married a German. They own an Airbnb in Ormond City. She's in her 60s now. He died, of cancer. So here's what she did. While she's over in Germany, buying land over here, building houses over here, she's got 4 sons, half German, half Filipino. She gave it all to them while they're alive. They don't have to fight over it, and then she's there right now to help manage it until she's gone. It was one of the smartest things I've ever seen somebody in the Philippines do. The house that she gave her youngest son, Patrick, it's this big 4-bedroom house that she built for her kids. They each got 1 bedroom on the second floor, and it's like to have an apartment of your own. It's his now. He made a great Airbnb out of it. Hey, Haitian government, thank you for that super chat. He said, I guess I'll be the first to send a super chat, Cal. Hey, I appreciate it. But I don't think you're the first, but, I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, that's a great idea, Simply, but I don't know if a lot of us have 20 years to waste. Let's see. Smoky Mountain Model said, leave all that money to the cat. That would really tick them off. I just say give it to them while they're alive, and that's what I told my kids. I'm going to give it to you while I'm alive. You ain't going to fight over nothing. That way I can look at you and see if you're having problems. Yeah, I'll take the money back. But a lot of us, we're going to leave our money to our kids, and they're going to go through it. I've seen many of my friends do it. I had a friend of mine, his name was Bucky Welch. And when he was little, he got his arms cut off by a train. And once he turned 18, they gave him $110,000. And you got to realize he's 5 years older than me. So that make him 63. So you figure when he was 18, I was 13. So that was in 1976. That was, a lot of money. He went through it so quick, buying Lincoln Continentals and, all the fancy clothes and jewelry and stuff. He died broke, man. And that's usually what happens. I love the John says, I could have a lot of fun with 60,000 US. Can't imagine or understand why someone would just send that and receive nothing. Yeah, he's pretty pissed off about it now. I think he's seen the error of his ways, but it's too late. He's going to get the last laugh, believe it or not, because he's basically destroyed her life. She doesn't know it yet. But yeah, when she goes through all that money, she's going to be one miserable SOB over here. And he's going to have the last laugh. So, is it $60,000 worth of laughs? I don't know. But he's going to get that. The guy who spent $60,000, the guy who sent $60,000 to a woman is why guys need to watch channels like Calvin so they know the score before they do something crazy like that. That's what I be trying to do is help guys. But remember, Rams and Dodgers fan, most of my viewers, they're 45 and up. They have a mind of their own. If you try, that's why I give you suggestions. I don't, give you advice. You can take it or not. And most of them will say, well, I know what to do. I'm big enough. I'm a grown man. And they end up doing stuff like that. But that can easily be avoided. There's no reason to send a woman that kind of money over here, man. I mean, it's a lot of money. Mo says, if we don't spend it on early retirement, fights, golf clubs, boats, etc., our children will. If we don't spend in Cal, they will spend it all. That's right. You might as well enjoy it, man. This money's for you to enjoy. Divine Florence said, I love your channel. I'm in California. My mother-in-law is offering us a house in San Carlos for 2.5 million pesos that currently has renters. Gonna come check it out. And you when PI opens up. Now, Divine, is this in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, or San Carlos City up in Luzon? Because that would be some type of house here. It'd be a really, really nice house. Eugene Thomas said, what's up, Calvin? Any news on when the Philippines will open? I have no idea now. I saw Gio on Gio's Facebook. He posted an article about the Philippines is looking into trying to duplicate what Thailand did with Phuket. Now, will that happen? I don't know. You get a lot of stories like that in the, about the Philippines. Proposals, and they're just so slow to make a decision, guys, and that's the problem. So you don't know, but he's got a great article. If you Facebook friends with him or anything, they're proposing that. They're looking into it, but no, simply that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about something different now. He says, I do not agree with that, Cal. You're never too old to achieve big things and dreams. Most of these buildings owned by Chinese who came and took opportunities. You're right. I'm not saying this to everyone. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we not only don't we have 20 years to sacrifice on trying to build a business, but we don't want to sacrifice 20 years. That's why we come over here. We don't come over here for that. We've done all of that at home. We've already achieved our big dreams. See, we don't have to come over here and then create bigger dreams. Why? That's more stress. Of course, you're never too old. Napoleon Hill said you don't hit your stride till you're over 60 anyway. I agree with that. I'm hitting my stride at 58. So no, I'm not saying you're never too old to achieve. I'm saying I'm not willing to sacrifice 20 more years simply trying to build a business over here. That's all I'm saying. Okay? It's no big deal. Now, somebody young in their 30s, 40s, who can't retire, who doesn't have residual income, yeah, come on over here, buy up some buildings and do this and do that, invest. I don't have 20 years to sacrifice. I'm sorry. That's all I'm saying. And I guarantee you a lot of guys are going to agree with me. We don't come to the Philippines to work and to start businesses. Some of us do. But if you do, you better do your research. You better know what the hell you investing your money in, because more than likely you're going to lose. Back in the day, D. Gordon said, we called that coming out the pocket to knock it. And some guys come out way too much. Yeah, that was way too much. That may be a record. Remember y'all said that, was that on P that he spent $1 million US or was it $1 million pesos? This guy did 3 million. He's definitely in my Hall of Fame. That's a fact. Absolutely, PL. He said, time is money, my friend. That's where I am. It's, it's the most valuable thing we have. I'm not going to sacrifice it and sit around and be biting my nails all day, wondering what my profit margin is and all of that. I don't want to do it. I didn't come over here for that. They can have all that money they want. They can have all that money. Just give me enough to live a simple life, because there's advantages to simplicity. John says, if I wanted to work, I would have stayed in the U.S. and made some real money. Yeah, see, that's what we're saying simply. It's hard for Americans to do what Chinese and Filipinos do. Because we come from a place where you can earn serious money over there. If you're going to sacrifice your time, you want some serious money. You don't want, it would take you forever to get the serious money that some of these Filipinos and Chinese have over here, doing it the Filipino way. Because it's some just super rich people over here. But we don't have the time for it. Adam Chenoweth, the Calvin's Hall of Fame is not a good list to be on. That's doing it wrong. I've got a good one and a bad one, because one guy was on here the other day, and he made my Hall of Fame because of the money that he said that he was going to retire with over here. I'm thinking, if y'all remember, did he say 100,000? What did he say? He was gonna be working with over here, and I said, man, I got to put you in my Hall of Fame because I don't think I've ever heard of anybody coming over here with that kind of money. He might have said 20,000 a month or something, and I said in the Philippines. Pumpkin Joe says everything I do is so my daughter has a home, education, etc. I want her to have the advantage of having her basic needs taken care of. I'm not providing spending money for her to blow though. Yeah, and even with that, Pumpkin Joe, let's hope we're around to see that, because when we die, we're just putting our hopes in the hands of somebody else. We're hoping that the mother will do the right thing with the money and the house and everything. But a lot of times they won't over here because they're just not used to having that type of abundance. They're just not used to it. If you're used to working with a 4,000 to 6,000 peso a month budget, now all of a sudden your foreigner husband dies and leaves you a house and 100,000 US dollars. That's a come up, guys. And then here comes some Rico Suave looking foreigner, yeah. Yeah, Rams, the Dodgers fan said, you don't even get one of those yellow Century 21 jackets in your Hall of Fame, Cal. Simply, I could say, I just put them out there. Yeah, that's what I said. I wasn't saying, but it's not for everyone. You say, I have foreigners who told me I'm on Social Security in PI and I'm living cheap here in Bayawan building wealth with that money they gave me. I don't understand what you're saying there. And that's for them. It's no right or wrong there. It's just whatever you choose. We're not saying it's wrong for guys to come over and want to start businesses. But if you ask me, I'm saying I'm not going to start a business over here. I didn't come over here for that, because if I wanted to, I'd stay at home in America where I can earn some real money like I used to. If I want the headache, I'm not going to come over here, man, and earn 300 or 400 pesos a day. Belizean Edwin says, especially now, it's the worst time to think about opening up a business in the Philippines. Time is running out. We're not 30 years younger anymore, Calvin. This is time to enjoy life, not think about work. Yeah, it is the wrong time to be talking about any kind of business, but I know what she's saying. Post-pandemic, the pandemic's not going to be here forever. If anything, if you want to invest or something like that, and then if you're older, we've got to be real conservative because we're not working anymore. We're not able to put back to recoup the losses, when you're younger. But yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, Eric Hubbard, he says, your brother from California, money. And listen to this. This is the nitty gritty right here. Michael Dorsonville says, running a business is not for everybody. Okay, period. We can shut down the conversation right there. See, it's not for everybody. I mean, even if because everybody waits for the right time, the right circumstances, the right business. Even if you got all of that over here, some people still fail because they just not cut out to run a business. And it's just something that, I mean, I never even thought of working when I came back over here. It's just not something that ever crossed my mind. Excuse me. Kona Ranger says Social Security is not money they give you. You paid into that. Yeah, absolutely. You earned it. But as you know, Kona Ranger, if somebody's on Social Security now, that's not the money that they put in. That's the money that people are working right now are putting in to fund their Social Security. While you're working, the money that they take from you, it's to fund the Social Security of the people who are retired and receiving Social Security. You work for the right to receive it. That's right. No, simply. She says it Kona, but it can be stopped if the government wants to. No. They're not going to stop that Social Security. Yeah, if the government wants to. Why would the government want to burn down their own house? Because that's what they would do. You wouldn't do that. No, that's not correct, simply. Wow, Harold Teal said military retirement and Social Security, $4,500 per month. Life just fine. Yeah, you can live anywhere off of that. You know, believe it or not. Ed from Queens says entrepreneurship is no joke. I did it for 32 years. Hey, how you doing, Yahweh?
Good, good. You're on the internet?
Yeah, I'm on my live stream. No, come here and say hello to everybody. That's one of my tennis partners. He's from Australia. What part of Australia are you from, Yahweh?
Say again?
What part of Australia are you from?
Central.
He's from Central Australia.
Alice Springs. Let me give you that bag, honey.
Yeah.
Coming out of the gate.
Yeah, Christopher Lacey says, hello, says government never stops a program. Not like that. They're not going to stop Social Security. They may call it something else. Oh, yeah. Me and John was talking about this the other day when we were riding to Bacala. And Aussie, yeah, they talk funny there, yeah. I don't know whose English is, whose accent is stronger, an Australian or the, what's the people the Cajuns that live down in Louisiana? I mean, really, it's really strong. And if Filipinos, they tell me that I'm slang. Imagine talking to him. Hey, Zorba Dundee, that's your buddy. He's from Australia, too. He says, good morning, Cal. How are you, bro? Your house is nearly finished. Looks good, Cal. Yeah, you're an Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. But see, I'm going to tell you something about Australians, British, Europeans. They don't have the problems over here with each other that Americans do, man. They get along so much better than we do. Man, we don't get along anymore. You know, I don't know what that comes from. We just don't, but they just get along so much better, man. See, I'm playing, okay, I'm an American. I took an American's place in this foursome. We got a tennis foursome. 2 Australians, 1 Canadian, and then me, an American. I took an American's place. And these guys are some of the greatest guys over here that I've met, man. They get along. They're not as petty as we are, man. We're petty, man. Hey, what's up, love and freedom? Good to see you, brother. Been a long time, man. I hope everything's going good. Over there with the Black Expat Radio, Black American Expat Radio, and you and your buddies over there, man. I appreciate it. He said your house looking good. Hey, thanks, man. I'm about 10 days away, I think, and I'm out of there. Yeah, Wise says they'll never cancel Social Security payments. They'll just inflate the currency until it has no value. Yeah, they'll never counsel it. They may rename it. They're gonna do crazy stuff with it, but counsel it, no. I think this is it, James B. He said Americans are naturally competitive. I think that's what it is. I mean, because I tell you something, man, we just don't get along the way we used to. Devon Florence said, Calvin, your crib is looking real tight, brother. I admit I didn't see it at first, but the engineer is great. It's all $20,000 altogether. See, the reason I won't specifically tell you, I paid $5,000 for the lot, because I know y'all. You're gonna come over here and you're gonna say, oh, Calvin, you said I could get a lot. I didn't say that. I'm saying that you can get a house and a lot for $20,000 over here. Okay. And I get that question every day, and I'll answer it every day. But the cost of a lot in San Carlos is going to be a lot less than the cost of a lot in Manila, or Cebu, or Dumaguete, or one of these other places. So, it's neither here nor there with the lot, guys. And I don't know why y'all keep missing that. J.A. said, that said, to be an American privilege and starting to show cracks in the armor. I don't know what that means. Absolutely 2019. I do that all the time. Calvin, make sure you stretch and warm up before playing tennis. I pulled a calf muscle, had to see a doctor. See, that's why what I'll do, I do my exercise in the morning and I stretch. And then we play over there at 3:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 3 o'clock, I start stretching. And then when I get over there, while everybody's coming, I'll stretch again. I learned that lesson a long time ago because, man, look, tennis, I used to think tennis players were sissies. Man, those are some of the most well-conditioned athletes on the planet. You try running, chasing that ball all over the place for 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours. Yusuf said, Calvin, what's your favorite Michael Jackson song? That's easy. Ben, probably Ben. He had so many, growing up, but I'm going to say Ben. Hey, Road to the Philippines. That's Danny, my buddy. Y'all go and check him out, man. He's funny. And I don't know how in the world you made so many videos of the Philippines in 3 weeks. I'm going to have to put you in my Hall of Fame for doing that because, man, I was here for 2 weeks, man. I wasn't thinking about no damn videos. If it was, it wouldn't have been a type you could put on YouTube. That's for sure. Hey, Simply, she says, Cal, tonight is one of my favorite shows. What's that mean, Simply? Rams and Dodgers fans said, Calvin, do you know how Dante, your engineer, is doing? Wishing him a speedy recovery. And he's in bad shape. I'm going to tell you why. My girlfriend was over there before I arrived yesterday, and the engineer called him on the phone, and she said she heard his voice. He's in bad shape. He wouldn't miss, man. It's just going on his second week he's missing. And that's a fact. Okay, here's my water, people. A guy asked me that question, too. He said, what's my cost for water on a daily basis? He's trying to get an idea. Well, see, there's 5 people in here. And I've got 2 coming today. Hold on, guys. One, I need a water. It's too big. Too big.
You made it so beautiful yet or what?
Wait.
Shouldn't take too long.
I usually, we've got 4 containers. We've got, this thing is heavy. We've got 2 like this, and then we've got 2 like this.
I reckon both are over there allegedly.
Now the ones in those dispenser containers, those are for boobies, bath. The other two is for drinking. How you doing? Mayan Buntak. And we probably use, if we wasn't doing boobies, we would use one of those about every 3 days. That's a lot of water to drink. Hey, Yahweh. All right, Nifty. Okay. How's your foot? Okay. Yeah, see, he came to pick up his Australian buddy. They going out on a double date. But yeah, I usually spend about, let's see, I'm gonna say 75 pesos every other day. So that would be about $1.50 times 15 days, about $17.50 a month. Yeah, retired 2019. I get about every other day. It would be less than that. If he was single, one of those 5-gallon would probably last you all week. How many you go through, John? You and Janessa. It's just you two. Hey, Oscar. He says, hey, Calvin, how's it going with the bicycle driver that you are helping? Has things gotten better? Well, he came over the other day. I gave him 200 pesos for some medicine. He claimed him and his whole family were sick. It's time, from really me to get tough. Well, I'm going to let my girlfriend get tough with him because I think we're spoiling him. He needs to be out there hustling, man, really. I'm going to just be honest with you. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Griff615. He said, hey, Mr. Calvin, I finally got to catch you live. I'm next door to you in Nashville, Tennessee. My wife is from Butuan City. Been married for 11 years. Just want to give you and your family a housewarming gift. God bless. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, we love Nashville, Tennessee. And I go through Nashville, Tennessee on the way to Alabama. I used to own about 3 acres down there. My wife got that in the divorce. Hey, love and freedom. Thank you, brother. He said, have a coffee on me. So you back in Mexico, man? I know you told me it got kind of hot down there and you had to come home for a little while. What part of Mexico are you in? Okay, John says I drink a lot of water. 5 gallons lasts me 2 days. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of water, John. Alexander Neverman says, what about your own water tower? Well, that's not to drink. Now, there's a guy from Australia was talking to me about a rainwater reservoir, to catch the rainwater and use it. Now that we're going to be owning that house over there, that's something I'm going to do. That's something I'm going to look into, Alexander. Yeah, but Grill 615, Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience is on here. His wife's from Butuan City. They may know each other. I've been to Butuan City several times. I used to have to fly. It's like a 35-minute flight from Cebu, and it's just a dicey flight, man. I mean, I've done it so many times, but every time it starts shaking. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. But yeah, so she's in America then, right? How did you meet your wife, by the way? Okay, let's see. Okay, Love and Freedom says, I'm in San Luis Rio, Colorado, Sonora, Mexico, across the border from Arizona and close to California lands. Okay, so you're in that Sonora. That's where all them drug cartels and stuff. Is that the mountains? Where you are, brother? Will Rose says cook with that water too. Heat doesn't kill the poisons and impurities in water. Yeah, that's what we do. We cook with it, we drink it, and we give Booby her bath water. We don't cook with that. I was down in Zamboanga, man, and man, I was fired up when I found out her mother was making my coffee with that tap water. And man, you talking about pissed. Because they believe, boiling it, I don't believe in that either. Okay, Grill 615, yes, sir, online. So, yeah, 11 years ago, that's about the time I started coming to the Philippines, 2009. You came in 2000. Well, you met her in 2000. Well, y'all was married in 2010. Yeah. Simply Aka says, I love to see how everyone thinks when it comes to business and retirement. Great show tonight. Yeah. If I wanted a business, I'd stay in America simply, because I'm too old. It's just like this Axie Infinity over here that everybody's excited about. The prices went down like that. But even if it was like this, I'm too old to be learning something new like that. I mean, I am. I don't have the time to be putting into it and learning something new like that. It's like, can you teach an old dog a new trick? I don't want to learn that cryptocurrency stuff right now. John Wells says, Zorba Dundee, I sweat a lot. I drink almost 2 gallons a day. That's good, though, John. To be honest with you, it flushes your kidneys out, and it probably helps, with that alcohol you drink all the time. Easy Go says, can you brush your teeth with tap water? Yeah, I wouldn't do it on the regular, but I guess you can get accustomed to anything. Road to the Philippines says, thanks for the shout out for my channel, Calvin. Much appreciated. Well, you've got one of them channels, man, that if the Philippines was open or you was over here, your channel would be just as popular as mine or some of them down in Dumaguete. You got that type of personality. You're funny. You don't even know you're funny because you just the real deal. So yeah, I shout you out, man. We're all in this together, really. Now this sounds good. Mo says the only order of business for me during retirement is an income annuity, and that's something great. Not just saying that because I'm an insurance man. I'm saying that because as you get older, your investments have to be a lot more reserved, man, than when if I'm 65, I don't want my money being invested in these high risk stocks and bonds and stuff and mutual funds and stuff like that. Roger, and is this ISMI LSMI vlog? He said, I want to ask this question to our experts foreigners here. If you are looking for a Filipino woman, is the height matter? Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to answer it for you as far as I'm concerned. As long as she's not a midget, the height doesn't matter to me. But I don't want a midget. And I'm not picking on midgets. I just don't want a midget. But if you're saying if she's the typical Filipino, like 4'10" to like 5'1", no, it doesn't matter to me. Yeah, that's how it is for me, Roger. Okay, that's an I. Okay. So how's that pronounced? Is that Ismi blog? And the typical Filipino, she's about 5'5'1". But you got them where they're like Seth says she's 5'6". if you see a Filipino that's like 5'3", she's considered tall. Belize and Edwin says chatting in 2009 is not the same as 2021. Back then, there was no Facebook. Girl was easy going. You know you chat for 1 minute and they mom's in the hospital asking for a favor. Yeah, it's different now for sure. Because not only you got Facebook, you've got, because I used to chat on, what was that on YouTube? Not YouTube, Yahoo. What was that, Yahoo Messenger? Yahoo Messenger. But now they've got Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. And it's just that women now are a lot more vain here. When you got the whole world telling you how beautiful you are, eventually you start believing it. And it's, it's made women over here, they're a lot more gamey now. They kind of know, hey, that you guys see, we've got a reputation for being easy. Foreigners do. And we don't help that. They know that we're in a hurry, we're easy, and they know what they can get away with now. Then they didn't know as much as they know now. Yeah. Oscar, he said, hey, Kevin, I had a midget girlfriend. She was a freak. Yeah, she was a freak because she was a midget. But no, I don't want nothing like that. That would scare me, man. If I got up to use the bathroom and she's coming down the hallway, that would scare me. Just the Bill 02 says, my width doesn't matter to her. Her height doesn't matter to me. And that's one thing you're going to see over here. You're going to see a lot of odd couples. You're going to see a lot of couples that look good together. You're going to see a lot of couples that you're not even going to know there's an age gap, really. But you see some odd couples over here because Filipinos, they really do go by your character. And I'm talking about the masses. I'm not talking about these scam artists that we got over here. See the woman that got that 3 million sent to her, she's not all that. But, when guys tell you all that, you're going to start thinking you all that. And you're going to think your value's a whole lot more than what it really is. If he'd have waited her out, hell, he could have got her for a song and a dance. Yeah, that's crazy. I love her, Chine. Yeah. That's that Coco Martin, man. I mean, Coco Melon. And I'm probably going to get hit. I'm pretty sure if I check my Gmail right now, YouTube's up there. A copyright has been filed against you. And all of that. And then Gil Bellamy says the size matter. Well, no. Because let's be honest, guys, when you come to a place like this, they're not going to let size get in the way of a new life. They're not going to let nothing get in the way. If you're 18 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy, because me and John, tell him, John, if I'm lying. Because remember I told y'all the guy from Indiana, the dishwasher from Indiana, he's 5'3", 280 pounds with one eye and no teeth. We saw him in Bacala. He was by himself, though. They're not going to let that get in the way of a new life and a visa. Because they'll figure it out later on whether they're going to stay or not. But they're not going to let that get in the way. One Click Video said, Calvin, on matters of the height of a Filipino, as long as she's not a midget, because I just don't like midgets. I'm not picking on midgets. I just don't want a midget. Yeah, that's me, though. They scared me ever since I was little, man, because my mother didn't give me a good explanation of what a midget was. If she would have gave me a good enough explanation, I wouldn't be afraid. But yeah, I'm afraid of them midgets, man. That's crazy. But yeah, Moochie T says, absolutely correct, Calvin. The older you are, the more conservative should be your investment portfolio. China just banned trading in all crypto. Only invest in crypto what you can afford to lose. Yeah, that should be, as an expat or anybody like that getting older, that should be, our cry, really, our battle cry, man. Don't invest in what you can afford to lose over here, crypto, whatever it is. Oh, okay, I forgot all about that. Simply, I keep forgetting about MySpace. And what's another one? Friendster. And you're right about this. And I was thinking about this today, and this is why this causes us a lot of problems. We're sexually frustrated, guys, over there. Remember, I was saying, I got an oil change once a month there, and then you get frustrated with that. Hey, man, Buntai. But over here, where you get an oil change every day, see, after a while, man, you'll see the effects that has on your life. Hey, Mahesh, thanks for that super chat. He said, Calvin, I know you can do some good with this. Absolutely. There's not a day go by that we don't help somebody over here. And to the guy, Walt Mosher, he's not on here today, but yeah, we gave Gail that money. But yeah, we're very sexually frustrated over here. And you're going to see why the change in your attitude when you get over here and you're getting it on a consistent basis and it's good, you're going to see your whole life is going to change, man. There's nothing worse than a sexually frustrated man. We're angry, you're frustrated, man. You're miserable. And you don't ever see a way out. You're like, man, hell, I wouldn't mind dying right now, really. It's better than, being sexually frustrated. But then when you come over here, man, and you get this Filipino tune-up, man, y'all think I'm joking about this. Your whole life's going to change for the good. And you're going to say, oh, man, the colors are brighter, man, everything is different. Hey, okay. PL, he said, Cal, do most coffee shops there use filtered water for their brewing? Yeah, they do, though. You're never going to get sick over here. Now, if you buy one of these, if you go into one of these, like in Center Mall, every evening, I guess around 4 o'clock till it gets dark, you'll have a lot of these vendors. Now, if you buy coffee from them, it's a toss-up, guys. You don't know what they've got or what they're using. But when you go in a place like Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme or someplace like that, Bose Coffee, yeah, they're using filtered water. Yeah, guys, that, he hit on something with this sexual frustration. That's where a lot of our problems stem from. It's not natural to go without sex. Sex is natural. See, in America and something, I know in America, I don't know about other places, Western countries. Man, we're real conservative. We think that, all American, we set the standard for everything. No, when it comes to sex, we're very conservative. A naked body offends Americans, man. We're still afraid of, like, they're doing. I saw that a young Billy, whatever her name is, she said, Americans are afraid of big boobs. But she's right. She's on to something. But I've been knowing that. A naked body scares us. It's, when you talk about sex, nobody wants to talk about it. We do it, but we don't want to talk about it. It's unnatural for you to go without sex, man. It's like, try to hold your breath for 5 minutes and see what you feel like. That's how going without sex is for a natural person. It's not normal, man. And it's going to cause you, eventually, you're going to have some backup, and it's going to causing you all kind of problems. But when you come over here and these women liberate you, man, Every day you're gonna be happy, man. Hell, it's the difference between Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's what you are. You know, you Mr. Hyde over there. We come over here, you come Dr. Jekyll. You smiling and laughing and grinning all the damn time. Zorba Dundee says, if I come there, I'll be drinking like you, John. The water, because of the warm weather. But I buy a lot of watermelons during the hot days, as it has a lot of electrolytes and improves your sex drive. And that's true. And they've got good watermelon over here. J.A. said, can you do a vlog on traditional versus conservative? People don't seem to know the difference. Well, we can talk about it on a live stream, doing a whole video on that, but you mean traditional over here versus conservative? Most of the women over here are going to be conservative, really, and traditional. See, it's kind of, over here, they're kind of like the same. Asians, period, are conservative. That's why when they go to America, they always vote Republican because they're conservative like that. But if I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about their roles, see, that's where I'm kind of mixed up with this traditional versus conservative. They're traditional and conservative, and then you have what would be the modern Filipino over here, like Cess. She's the modern Filipina. If you run into one of them, man, I like Cess, but I wouldn't date a Cess travel vlog. I wouldn't. She's too modern for me. And that's a fact. Adam Children says, Calvin's wild. He says, Superman's kryptonite, BBWs, and midgets. Yeah. And you fan a BBW midget? Okay, William Pope, he said, I've been making my living off stock market for 30 years. And see, a lot of guys, we need that information, William. Because I don't know a thing about, other than my 401k, about investing. Simply, I can say, Cal, you're right. I have subscribers ask me about married online after months of meeting a woman online. This madness, guys, and you're out of your mind. Be wise, guys, and don't be greedy for love. Yeah. And that's what it is. We move too fast because they put it on us, not realizing you don't have to move that fast. You're holding the royal flush. All you got to do is lay your hand down. You're going to win. But we don't do that. We sit back with a royal flush now, the highest hand in the deck, and we play tentative with it like you can lose. How you going to lose with a royal flush? But that's how we do when we come over here. I don't care what the woman looks like sitting across from you. You got a royal flush. She's got a pair of deuces with a jack high. You're going to win no matter what. But we'll sit back there shaking like, should I lay my hand down? She calls your bluff with a pair of deuces. Come on, guys. Yeah. He said Big Neck Ed from 90 Day Philippine Visa. Most of us are big neck Eds when we come over here, really. We've got that type of confidence in ourselves. We might as well be a big neck Ed. Oh, Brian Nichols, I didn't say she wasn't hot. I didn't say that now. You're putting words in my mouth. He said, Cess is hot. I didn't say she wasn't. I said, I don't want anything that modern. She might as well be in America, as modern as she is. I don't want that. And certainly don't want a woman that's been with a foreigner already. Yeah, that's a no-no for me. And that should be a no-no for you. Okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. There's nothing you can do. You're just not going to have the same experience because everything you do, she's been there and done that. Why would you come 8,000 miles for that kind of treatment? I want you to be googly-eyed when you with me. I want to show you something you never seen before. But you with a woman that's been with a foreigner before, it's like, I've been here before. We did that. Been there, done that. Be careful, guys, when you do that. Don't say I didn't warn you. That's one of the questions I told you on my video, 5 questions to ask the Filipino before you get involved. Have you been involved with a foreigner before, face to face? If she says, yeah, you got to throw her back. Oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with Sess. I like Sess. I just said, look, guys, don't put words in my mouth. Y'all putting stuff up there to make Sess think that I don't like her. I like Sess. I said I wouldn't date her. I don't want a modern Filipino. There's a bunch of them down there in Dumaguete around that area. Because foreigners flood that area, man. They're going through those women down there. And you meet a woman in Dumaguete, more than likely, she's been with a foreigner, man. And you don't want that. You don't want it, man. Yeah, Sess is real nice, you know. She did a great job on the panel. I mean, as well as, I mean, she shocked me, really. Some of the answers she gave, they were so real. They were so, it was the nitty gritty, man. And I was really shocked about that. Let me say this in the last time. She's very attractive to me, but I would not date her. Yeah, Clayton Murray says, you have the royal flush, guys. She has a pair of deuces, jack high. It's simple as that, but Clayton, here's how we be there. Right? You know, if you ever seen a poker match, you know, there's no way you can lose with a royal flush. You might as well just go like that. I'm the winner. But we act like we can't win. Trouble Mike said, I like the province girls. They learn a better life and appreciate it. I got to agree with you. See, I used to say, I didn't want province girl. But when I think about it now, because I was thinking about it yesterday, my son's mother was a province girl, and the other 2 women, including her, the city girls. I don't know. This is a big difference. But I will say that the province girls, they're just, if something goes wrong, man, you're gonna hear it, man. Jay says Sess did better than Buck. Yeah, everybody did better than Buck. One guy told me, he said, on my latest video I did yesterday on the house, he said, Buck's not welcome in the guest house. It's crazy. Yeah, and see, you're kind of hitting on something here, Mr. K. He said, Sess is fine as hell, but I would not want to follow behind such a man she's with. You know, but you're going to have, man, you got some big shoes, literally some big shoes to fill, whoever comes after him, because, man, he's given her a life she could never dream of. I mean, something that you'd have a hard time. See, this is a perfect example. You'd have a hard time duplicating. He's taking her all around Asia. You know, they live in a 30,000 peso a month house. It's just something that I wouldn't want that. I don't care if he was part of the teeny weeny peeny committee. I wouldn't want to come behind something like that, man. You know. Hey, David Masterson, thanks for the super chat. I mean, super sticker. Hey, Lynn, San Diego 102, thanks for joining us today. She says she's been busy. Yeah, Lynn, how many jobs you work, Lynn, as a matter of fact? Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Yeah. See, I don't want that, man. I don't care what a woman looks like. I don't care what her job situation is. I don't care what her education level is. If a foreigner's already been there already, we don't have anything to talk about, really. That's just me. Rams and Dodgers fans said my favorite Calvinism is you can't shoot a turkey from 8,000 miles. Yeah, it's true, though. But that's what we're trying to do with this online dating. Okay, Lynn, she says, one full-time job, but I got kids. Yeah. And I tell you what, that's a job. So you got 2 full-time jobs then, Lynn. Children is a full-time job. Clayton Murray said, Sunshine Show, the quotes are the best. I should make a book that's not my quotes, Clayton. You're going to give me an idea, man. I might have to do that. Oscar says, you know, Calvin, I needed a girl in Cebu, and she was an expat. She was with an expat before me. It was like I'm competing with a ghost, and sometimes she pissed me off. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, man. You hit it right on the nose, Oscar. I don't want that. You don't want that. You want to come over here. You want a new experience just like she wants a new experience. But if you come over and you date a woman that's been with a foreigner already, you're not going to get the new experience. It's going to be dull, man, you know. And now that I said that, a lot of guys aren't going to admit that they've been with a woman that was with a foreigner before. I probably think that's probably the worst thing you could do over here, man. Lynn saying they go 1 or 2 said yes, but I've been kind of thinking about what you said about kids and how they sometimes act like they don't appreciate you. Well, they do that, even your own children. I've taken care of grown kids over there. I just sent my 24-year-old and my 18-year-old $100 each, right? I still haven't gotten a thank you yet. The title should be the tail, according to Calvin. No, but that's one of them that I stand by. This one, Smoky Mountain Modeler. I don't want no parts of that. Oh my God. Calvin, retired 2019, said, Calvin, I went on a coffee date and the woman said she was in therapy. Wow. Is this in America? Yeah, simply, that's right, said Cal, you're so funny. You are a foreigner. What's the reason behind it? You don't want to be compared. Yeah, that's it. I don't, I just don't feel right. I want to be, I want to be special, simply, just like you want to be special. I want to have a unique experience. And I just think I'm coming 8,000 miles and with a woman who's been there and done that. I don't think I'd like that. When I take a woman somewhere, and this has been my experience, that's why I've had such a great time over here. When I took my son's mother to Boracay for the first time, we had the time of our lives because she had never been out of Cebu. She had never been anywhere before. Same with all the women I deal with. When I took her to Sikiho Island, man, we had a ball because everything's new, everything's fresh. It's not like, oh, well, because you'd be like, well, let's see where we're going to stay. And she'll wait. Well, we can stay over here at the Red Carpet Inn because that's where me and Jim stay. You don't want that. This is funny. Mr. Chip says, wait. Mr. Chip said, Calvin, kids don't understand monies don't grow on trees. Also, thankfulness is not taught here. Not only just here, man. My kids pissed me off the other day. They did. They didn't. None of them said thank you, man. And I'm tripped out about that. But what's so funny with me is like I said, even when I did that video on the Invisible Man, a lot of y'all took it the wrong way. I'm trying to warn you about what you're going to walk into when you date a woman in the Philippines. I'm not saying if you got, like a friend of mine, Daryl Fulmore, he's married to a Filipina and he's got he's a stepfather, but he's in America. He's in, he's got a lot more pull over there than me. But I'm in a unique situation. I promise you, I'm not just saying this. I've got just unbelievable stepchildren in there. I mean, they're very, thank you. They're very appreciative and stuff like that because she raised them like that. But I still walk a thin line in here. and still like, hey, would you tell them to cut that down? And the guy said, oh, I don't want to belong to the no balls society, he says. I said, well, you don't need to come over to the Philippines because it's not about me not having any balls. It's about you, I asked John this the other day on the live stream, and he was honest. I said, John, have you had any problems in the Philippines? He said, yeah. I said, what did they surround? He said, children. Every last one of his problems he's had in the Philippines has something to do with a child. Man, they don't play over here with kids. He said Calvin gave new meaning to the word infrastructure. Yeah, that's right. Because Mo, that I'm telling the truth. Guys don't go to Thailand for the infrastructure, man, but they always bring that up. So they say, oh, well, because Thailand has a better infrastructure than the Philippines. Foolishness, man. Guys don't go over there for that. So why would they come to, and they don't not come to the Philippines because the Philippines doesn't have a good infrastructure. It's more to it than that. That doesn't keep guys away from the Philippines. Oh, they don't go over there. They got a bad infrastructure. Yeah, but you're going to leave all these beautiful women, beautiful beaches, and all this other stuff because, you worried about the infrastructure. What does that mean anyway? Okay, what does a good infrastructure mean anyway? Because I'm in San Carlos City. They've got a good infrastructure here. I mean, they got a great infrastructure here. Believe it or not. But I'm going to tell you, that's a great idea. Doug, he said, I'm here for the infrastructure. But I'm an infrastructure t-shirt, see? Let me get this old webcam for boys and girls off of here. That's only infrastructure that we're here for, brother. And I'm getting on your case, Jay, because you bring that up all the time. Yeah, Will, you're right. But the Philippines has some top-notch hospitals, too. You go up there to Medical City. You go to St. Luke. They've got some top-notch hospitals here. You better have good insurance and good money, but they're here. Julie Brown said, Calvin, if you have millions, will you still be in the Philippines? Absolutely. And I'm not saying that I would, man, look, and the people who ask me those questions, they've never been here before. This place, I've been here on and off for 12 years. I've only scratched the surface. No place on the planet, and I've been around the world as a member of the United States Navy, has a combination of beauty and cost of living than the Philippines. There's more once-in-a-lifetime destinations here than anywhere else. But I didn't even mention I'm welcome here. A lot of places you go, even if you got that $1 million, you're not going to be welcome. People welcome you here. I'm welcome here. And man, you can't put a price on that. But yeah, I would. I just live a lot better, Julie, to answer your question. Absolutely. I would. Yeah, Lynn. She says, if you have money, they will fix you at the hospital. But I'm going to go back to what the guy says. Oh, Thailand has top-notch hospitals. The best hospitals, the best health care, the best money is not going to save you from yourself. It starts somewhere, man. If you're going to show up at the hospital, the best hospital in the world with a massive heart attack, ain't a whole lot they can do for you. Or in Thailand's case, a lot of foreigners are showing up with bullet holes in their head. There's not a lot they can do for you over there in them great hospitals. See? But the best hospital, look at Elvis Presley. Did anybody have more money than Elvis Presley when he died? Hell. They said he had a gold. His condoms was made out of gold. Guy had so much money. But he still died at 42 or something crazy like that. It didn't matter. Can't save you from yourself. Travel Mike, thanks for that super chat. He says, I met my 21-year-old beautiful Filipina and was worried about losing her and couldn't wait to get her in my life. I realized after I got there, they're everywhere. Take your time, guys. But I didn't know. Yeah. And this is perfect, Mike. And that's what I say about online dating. I get it. You don't want to come all the way over here, blind, you think. But you're not blind over here. This place is a unicorn because the beautiful women here, they're approachable. It's not like in America. You better not even say hello to a beautiful woman over there. They're going to get you for sexual harassment or some foolishness like that. In the Philippines, you say, hey, how you doing? They're going to say, hey, how you doing back? And if it's one of them, hey, how you doing? Then, you're going to know, man, you're just going to know. Yeah, Chris Yu says, Walt Disney has all the money in the world and could not escape death. That's what I'm saying. It starts with you and how well you take care of yourself. As men, the 50 to 60-year-old, that decade right there is one of the most important of our lives. If we make it out of that, we're doing something because, and this is a fact, it's not what I'm saying. When you get 50 to 60, your lifestyle in your 30s starts to show up. And how well you took care of yourself in your 30s is going to determine whether you make it out of that. A lot of it's genetics, but a lot of it, man, I had a brother that died, man, at 55, man, because of his lifestyle in his 30s. A lot of my friends, man, and family, man, they don't make it to 60, man. I'm telling you from experience. That's why I'm sitting here at 58, and I'm telling you guys, man, I don't hesitate. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it. Do I got 2 more years? I don't really know. I'm living on borrowed time, man. Somebody said, hey, if you have millions, would you still be in the Philippines? Absolutely, I would be. I'm welcome here. The beaches, it's just so much that keeps me here. Hey, thanks, Brian Bonds, for that super sticker. But when you come over here, see, Julie, it's a lot that money can't buy over here. And, that just that sense of community, when you're in a lot of Western men come to the Philippines, we don't come for the beaches. We come for a new life, like he said. For many Western men, it's not about the money as much as it is about feeling valued. Hence the migration away from Western women. And he's right. See, because in America, I can't speak for anywhere else. When stuff gets old, we throw it away or we replace it. A 58-year-old man in America really does, unless you're Bill Gates or somebody like that, really doesn't have a whole lot of value. They don't even expect you to even try to live. You really get a new life when you come over here. And, how much money can you put on that? When you get over here, see, but it's their culture that says, we respect our elders. And just so happens that you're dating my daughter, that makes it even better, really. But yeah, we've given a new life over here, a renewed life. We're rejuvenated over here, Julie. Oscar says, Calvin talking about Elvis when he died on the toilet. That's crazy. I hope when I die, I'm dying in a bed with a beautiful woman. Well, if we could all wish, a lot of people want to die in their sleep. We want the easiest way out. Hey, Alpina Art, did you send me your email? Because Tuesday will be here before you know it. It'll be Monday night on the East Coast. Send me your email. I'll put you on there. Yeah, Julie, we get rejuvenated when we come over here. Mr. K says, I know I ain't worth, you know what, in America, in most circles, especially with women. Yeah. So why not, whatever years we got left, let's enjoy them, guys. That's all. Don't knock us for that. Why are we not for that? I don't get it. I don't understand. What are we supposed to just be over there in America and frustrated and just, that angry old men or something like, because nobody cares. If I came home right today, I'd have 1 week where it'd be 50 million dancers and a big old band welcome me home. Then after that week, it's crickets again. My phone stops ringing, doorbell stops ringing. It's back to normal, and I'm not confused about that. That's what keeps me over here. I know the facts. Simply, I can say, Cal, how's Chriselle doing? I saw she posted a Facebook, said she was tired. I don't know. She hasn't been on here for a while. Believes in Evans said, hey, guys, hit the thumbs up. 256 people on here. Yeah, y'all know that helps me. But yeah, Julie, you brought up something. And I think we need to talk about that. Guys come over here for a lot of reasons, But I think he hit it on the nose about even just because if that wasn't the case, if our value didn't increase when we get over here, it wouldn't be so many older men over here, and they wouldn't stay over here as long as they did. If it was just a farce, if it was a fluke, if it wasn't true, but it's true. Our value goes way up when we come over here versus staying at home. And who's to say that America is the standard or the Western way is the standard? Who says that? I don't, because it's not. It's like when guys tell you, some guy was telling me, he said, man, it really, Oscar, I think, he said, it really pisses me off when people say that I have to go over there to get a woman because I can't get a woman at home. So that makes him a loser because he can't get an American woman. Let me remind you that American women only constitute 2% of the world's population, of the women on the planet. So I'm supposed to limit myself to this 2%. And by the way, they're the standard that every man should be reaching for. No, I don't buy that. That's not true. But that's the Kool-Aid that we drink over there. So they say, oh, okay, well, if you think, it's none of my business what you think anyway. You're a little, okay, that's what you want to think. That's fine. I know I'm winning over here. And everything's set up for me to win over here. Why should I stay at home and be a loser? Yeah, I'm a loser. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to date. I'm not ready to date somebody's grandmother. And women in America that are 58, they're true grandmothers. I'm a grandfather, but hell, they got the rocking chairs out, the knitting needles out. No, I ain't ready for that. Sitting on the front row in church. I'm not ready for that life yet. I got a few more years, man. I ain't trying to do all that. Okay, Simply, take care. Thanks for always for joining us. To be honest with you, yeah, I'm not ready for that. I'm not trying to. Now, what old American women should do is find a place where they can come and get rejuvenated, where they can feel young again, where they've got a few extra years, tacked on to their life, instead of making it so crazy for us over there. A woman gets 58 as age as me, she can't have any more kids. She's dried up. I'm not ready for that. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, Hillbilly in the Philippines. He said, what's up, Cal from Somerset? I've got a buddy on here, Tom Kelsey. He's from Somerset. Yeah. Frank, he said the digital nomads bring up the infrastructure in Thailand because they have to work online. Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. I'd say take love where you find it. Nick's One Life. He said most people don't care. People who bash other Westerners are causing problems. Go find love without bashing others. Absolutely. I say take love where you find it. If I was a business, people would applaud me. They say, yeah, great, Calvin. You know, if I move my business to the Philippines for all the reasons that men come here to the Philippines, they would applaud you. But if I'm a Westerner, they're going to bash me. The cost of doing business here is cheaper, guys. The profit margin is higher. Why wouldn't you move your business to some place like that? Lynn said, LOL, Calvin is a true daddy for life. Absolutely. I'm a sugar daddy. I don't care. I say that with pride because, you know, I'm just brown sugar over here. I'm a brown sugar daddy. That's all. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because hell, Filipinos, they love brown sugar over here. If you don't believe me, it's very seldom you go into a house in here and they've got white sugar. It's brown. They love brown sugar. Harold Till said anyone can get a woman in America. It's just the crap that comes with her. Yeah, man. I mean, oh my God, the expectations are just off the charts. I don't even know how they can even, you know, okay, and I'm going to give you an example why I don't like, because see, I'm funny like this. A lot of guys aren't like me, but I'm funny like this. Okay, Jeezy and his girlfriend, right? He married a woman that was married for 10 years. I don't want that anymore. Y'all can have all that over there, man. I don't want that over there. I don't want that. That's cringy to me. Nope. I don't want that. I'm sorry. And I don't care how nice she is and all of this. Now, you were married for 10 years. I don't want that. And it may be a double standard. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm just telling you, we can all live our lives the way we choose. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. One click video says, I can get a woman anywhere. But what is that saying? It's the respect, companionship, joy, and happiness, and the sexual gratification that is the lure of the Philippines. It's the rejuvenation. It's true. We get rejuvenated when we come over here. If I'm 58 and I'm at home, you know, because, you know, my daughter told me, I thought you were 68. No, you didn't. Even if you did, you know, good and down well, you know, I ain't no 68. Yeah, and this is what I don't like. This is exactly what I don't like. Jumping from men to men. You know, I was shocked at my ex-wife, man. You know, she's talking about, well, you got somebody over there. I'm like, well, I thought you was different. You going over there, you don't become Americanized. The men don't deserve what you bringing to the table because, you know, it's crazy. But because I'm funny like that. Well, he said the melanated wanderlust. He said, Calvin, what's wrong with a woman who's been married for 10 years? She's been married for 10 years. That's what's wrong with her. That's just how my crazy thinking is. You know, women and men are equal, but we're not the same, guys. We're not the same. We don't age the same. We don't think the same. Yeah, my daughters, they play like that, Lynn. You know, they tell me, I thought you were 68. No, you didn't think I was no 68. You know, because they talking about they thought, how can you say I knew, even though as crazy as I was coming up, I knew how old my mother and father was. Because when I had my birthday back in May, they said, Daddy, I thought you were 68. You know good and damn well I ain't no damn 68. Yeah, melanated wanderlust. Like I said, it may be a double standard. But men and women are different. We're equal, but we're not the same. Okay, that's why a 58-year-old woman's not going to be doing what I'm doing over here. A 58-year-old woman's not going to be doing what I'm doing because we're not the same. I like to see a 58-year-old woman have a child and the child not be retarded or something like that. Miss M.S. Jody said, what makes a peanut become Americanized? America. It's just the ways it grows on us after a while. I'm going to tell you something. Here's what I know for a fact. They start hanging around with American women. My ex-wife, her and my oldest daughter are tight. I know, I can imagine what my oldest daughter's telling her. Girl, you could do whatever you want to do over here. He's over there doing this and doing that. You need to be doing that. Don't worry about him, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. America, filling her head up with America, messing her man up, not realizing you're not American. She's not American. Come on, melanated wanderlust. That's the biggest thing. What do you mean besides biologically? What else is it? Come on, man. Are you a woman hiding behind this, the melanated wanderlust? He says, Calvin, besides biologically. What is it other than biological? Man, come on. The way they think. We think different than them. I mean, if I got to answer that for you, come on. He said, besides biologically. Well, hell, you done took the whole, that's the whole thing. We're biologically, what's the difference? That's funny, man. You're funny to say that. Hey, Lynn, San Diego 102 says, when your beautiful home is done, your kids will admire you for what you have accomplished, even if they don't say it out loud. Yeah, and I've got wonderful stepkids in there, I promise you, man. I'm not just saying that because, to try to be this, my situation different. No. I still walk a thin line in the Philippines. I don't discipline them kids, but I really don't have to. But sometimes, you say, hey, turn the TV. Can you tell them to turn the TV down? Or can you tell them, hey, watch Booby, get off the phone and watch Booby? Because I would never do that. But I can see it in their eyes when they go over there. See, they was over there yesterday. I mean, Lynn, you're from the Philippines. You know, if anybody doesn't know, because a lot of my Western viewers, they don't understand. They think, 20,000 is not a lot of money. 1 million pesos is not a lot of money. I'm going to quit saying 20,000. I'm going to keep saying 1 million. Try to count to 1 million. See if you can do that. If you don't think 1 million's a lot, try counting to 1 million. Mr. Ship said, Calvin, feminism on fire here in the USA. Men who have awakened are running away in droves. Not all, but the ones that are. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, for the reasons they try to make us stay with these women over there, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. You got grown kids, man. You ain't got no reason to be in that house still. Oh, they need your example. What example? They're not following anything that we tell them to do. They're not, as far as I'm concerned, I gave my children the best thing that a parent could give them. That's a great example. My children never seen me drunk. They've seen me start businesses from the scratch and become successful. They've seen me do everything that it takes to make it over there, and they simply ignored it. They get to where they're grown, and then they want to throw everything out that you taught them. Well, at least that's what they're exhibiting now. I know for a fact when you show kids that right way, they'll get off the path, but, you show them the path, they're eventually going to come back to it. Because that's what I did. I was 35, though. So I give them a little bit more time. But that's what you can do. That's what my mother did for me. She didn't have no money to give. We didn't have nothing fancy, man. I think I was, let's see, the last time we got a new living room suit, I can't even remember. But we had that same living room suite up until the day my mother died. But what my mother did give me was a great example of what a human being is supposed to be. Having love and compassion and everything for other human beings. Yeah, thanks, Nick. That's all it is, man. You know, I don't want to argue on here. That's why I really didn't. But I'm saying I'm shocked that he just keeps pressing and pressing and pressing. Like, man, it's just my preference. I don't want a woman that's been married for 10 years. I'm sorry. I'm not going to marry somebody else's wife. And I didn't want that. I never done it. And doesn't make me funny. It's just that everybody has their preferences. And you can't hold that against people. Yeah, that's because I was telling them the same thing, Lynn. He said, your 20,000 got me thinking. He said, I researched a bunch of houses for sale in PI, and the houses looked horrible for 1 million pesos. That house is golden. Because when you buy a house that's already constructed, you know, people are always going to, you know, in the Philippines, they're always going to put that sentimental value on top of that. We looked at some stuff. We was like, that's why we decided to build. We was like, you want 1.2 million for this? I mean, it's comical. And that's just the way they do business over here. That's why I decided, let's build, you know. To be honest with you, I was like, no. Hey, Paul Abrams, thanks for that super sticker. I appreciate it. Your heart. No, he said, calm down. Your blood pressure might spike. No, it's just that, you know, I don't get too psyched up over here. But it's that wanderlust. He's probably from America. They're the only ones that can get my blood going. Let's see. Paul Smith said, cabin where your guest has acted as a hotel. No, it's a guest house. It's not. I'm not going to charge anything for that. If any of my viewers and any of my subscribers are in the area and they want to come by, you know, maybe they may just be in the middle of a trip passing through San Carlos, or they may be in San Carlos for a week and they want to stay there, they can. No, it's not going to be a hotel. I wouldn't charge anybody for that. Mel A said, Mr. Calvin, you are most honorable. You take the higher road and honor other people's acts. No, it's just that, I don't know. I'm just funny like that. See, I'm like this, okay? If I break up with a woman, and no matter how much I love her, if I know she's laid down with another man, that's it. That's really when it's over, see? And it's just how I am, and I'm glad I'm like that. You know, I don't care how much I love you. Now that kind of helps me, you know, move on with my life. Gil Bellman says, we videotape your guests. Absolutely not. I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that? Some of you guys are cringy. I wouldn't want to see it on film. Hey, Biggie B. Yeah, thanks, man. And I said that earlier when I only had like 50 people watching, but let me say it now, 250 people watching. I want to thank y'all so much. We're approaching 22,000 subscribers. I don't take that lightly because I'm going to tell you, when I first started my channel, I promise you, my goal was 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch time hours to get monetized because YouTube owed me $50 and I couldn't get it because they changed their rules. This is far beyond anything that I ever dreamed about. But I'm glad but I'm not surprised now because I know why it's gotten traction, because we're all the same. A lot of us, we're looking for the same thing. We're coming overseas for a lot of the same reasons. No, the melanated wanderlust, you didn't offend me, I promise you. She says, Calvin, okay, I'm a woman in the USA and just wanted to understand your logic. It was not criticizing. You're right. Just a discussion to understand you. Okay, I'm sorry for offending you. That was not my intention. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I knew you were a woman when you kept pushing like that. And I just said, maybe it is because maybe it's a double standard, but it's my double standard. It's my preference. It's just how I am. It's just how I'm made up. I don't want somebody else's wife. That's how it is. And you say, well, you were somebody else's husband. Well, they don't have to take me either. But eventually I'll find somebody to take me. And that's what happens with women who've been married for 10 years. Eventually, they're going to find somebody that's going to love them. But it just won't be sunshine shoulders. I don't want that, because, man, your memories don't go anywhere. They stay in your subconscious mind. And you're always going to be compared. Even if she says, oh, you're better than my ex-husband. See, that comparison is always going to be there. And then, she's been laying with him for 10 years. And then is she, oh, yeah, your love making so much better. Really? Is it? Let's be honest, man, Hey, thanks, Dab. We appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to get off here, guys, but I did want to thank y'all while I remembered. And I'm glad Biggie B brought that up, because I thanked you at the beginning when I only. And Wanderlust, the melanated wanderlust, it's just life. That's all it is. That's just life. You probably don't want a man that's got 450 a credit score. And don't lie, I don't care what he's looking like. And it's going to take forever to try to fix that 450 credit score. But that's your preference. A 450 credit score and a 6th grade education. You're not going to want that. Because you're probably somebody, from what I'm reading, and this is your first time on here, who has some lively conversations, who likes that type of situation. So, but that's your preference. And that's all. It's just my preference. But yeah, thank y'all so much for your super chats, your super stickers. And we build a community on here. We're trying to help each other. We're not trying to argue. I don't really care why people come to the Philippines, really. But since you're going to come, I like to offer my help. If my experiences can be of help to you, then that's what I want. But I really don't care why you come here. I don't care if you like light-skinned Filipinos or you want a Filipino that's got an education, or you like men. It doesn't really matter. But I want to offer my help, and that's what my channel's for. It's not to come on here and argue my preferences and my perspective, because that's all it is. It's just my perspective. It's just how I see things. That's all it is. To be honest with you. But thank y'all so much for all your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up. 22,000. I'll have 22,000 by the end of the day. I mean, it's unbelievable. It blows my mind. I can't believe it, really. But I'm glad. But I'll never take it for granted. That's why every video I make, I try to make it better than the one before. As long as my videos are relevant and they're helping people, I'm going to continue to make them. But when that day comes when it's no longer relevant and it's like I'm old news, then I'm going to step to the side. I promise I will. Because either way it goes, I've got a good life over here. And I don't want to mess that up, man. I don't want y'all to miss that. I came over here for a new life, man, and I found that new life. So I want to encourage other people to get off that dot, is what I call it. Because the earth is approximately 197 million square miles. I'm going to say this, I'm going to get off here. Louisville, Kentucky, where I grew up and spent most of my life, is 334 square miles. And this is kind of going to get to what I'm talking about, Wanderlust. I'm tired of living my life on that speck of sand. Driving other people's cars, marrying other people's wives, the whole 9 yards. I want something new. And the only way I was going to find something new was to get out there on that beach, that other 196,666,000 square miles. I mean, really. And that's what I'm suggesting. Anybody, it may not be the Philippines for you. It could be Mexico, Brazil, could be Canada. Wherever it is, I encourage you to get out there and explore your options. Because it's a lot, as I found out, it's a lot out here waiting for you. The job you're looking for might be out here. The woman relationship you're looking for may be out here. The business opportunity. That new life is probably out here, guys. It's not going to be on that 334 square miles. Think about that. I was 55 when I came here. Majority of my life I spent on that 334 square miles. No wonder why I'm so messed up, so frustrated. But now that I found me a piece of heaven, I'm going to hold on to it as long as I can. And I'm going to fight tooth and nail to stay here. And it doesn't matter if people disagree with me a lot. So what? It's none of my business what you think about me. Okay? So if you're in America, help somebody, man. It's late. It's after 12 midnight there. You don't want them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, man, really. If you're just getting out work or you're on your lunch break and you see somebody out in the street, help them. Buy them something to eat. Buy them something to drink. Give them a few dollars. I was the man in the street, guys. That was me. That's why I made that up. That's why I came up with that. I was the guy who had spent all his money afraid to go home to face the melanated wanderlust because I knew I had it coming. You know, I knew when I got home I had it coming, man. But some people helped me. And they told me, hey, just do it for somebody else. And I've been doing it ever since. So take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. Look for my update today on my house. They should have most of them windows in by the time I get over there today. Plus, I got to go to the grocery store and see. There's no angry woman waiting for me when I come in there. See, when I come in there, it's going to be, honey, you ready for lunch? Honey, you want to tune up? Honey, you want me to, rub your back? How'd your live stream go? See, take care, everybody.